Well, that brings me in my mind to the question of fellowship, organisations. Well, the word organisation, of course, makes me freak out because I immediately see compromise and imposition, and we start to get hypocrisy and appearances, and formally we're in fellowship, but in reality there's discord, and it's full of strife. We're back to structures in this world are necessarily of this world, structures. Churches don't go to heaven. It's individuals that do, so to speak, persons. And a church is not a person. It's a composite of all sorts of things. And the things of this world are a mix of good and bad, and the great learning places, yes, but not places to abide in if you've in your consciousness truly already found God. God is where you should be. And of course, as I've said, you're God at that, as I understand it, one that personifies your values. As at present. So you can find much relief in finding an extant fellowship that seems to offer some considerable harmony with you. But it may be much show and love bombing you in order to bring you into membership and conformity with a way that is not putting your God first at all. You'll be most unhappy there as time wears on. So I'm not commending extant fellowships to you. If you find you're in fellowship with certain people that are friends, well, that's good. But don't incorporate it, so to speak, with a legal identity, and certainly not, registered as some, like in Western societies, registered as charities and so on with the legal system and all that means. I mean, that's not the way to go. Do you trade with such? Doesn't sound very reliable. I might go along to a church and very much enjoy the worship, but I can see more than traces of doctrine and teaching that I do not agree with. And they would not agree with me either. So it's not a very close relationship. It can't be, you see. I think that's what I'm saying. Because quite simply, obviously, we're devoted to God, not to some organisation. Or some group that starts to present as an organisation. I mean, our desire is for fellowship, but our ideal is that which is in heaven. And anything less than that is going to be less than that. And probably dramatically less too. I mean, almost infinitely less. So we're not looking for fellowship. Because we have God's company, of course, which is all sufficient. But we do have friends, and that's just lovely. Thank you, Heavenly Dad. You see, the problem is if you are seeking fellowship strongly and have a great need for it, it's because your relationship with God is not fulfilling in the way, ideally, that it can be, which is infinitely wonderful, because he's an all-powerful God and he loves you. Wow, I mean, surely that, I say surely, but I mean, goodness, doesn't that dwarf absolutely everything? I mean, he's an infinitely powerful God that loves you. What a friend. Are you really saying that you need these transitory fellowships that we can experience here in this world while we're here? When you've got that, you know, God is a friend of mine. You have everything, don't you? Do you see what I mean? Isn't that wonderful? So the question of fellowship with others and, you know, it's just irrelevant. God is your provider and of all your needs and all your joy and happiness and peace. Blessings and understanding and fellowship. Unutterably wonderful, isn't it? Love you, love you, love you, Dad. Thank you, Heavenly Dad. Oh, surprise, surprise. You mean a devoted person doesn't need fellowship? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like the person who's in love in the world. All he wants is to be with his beloved. In fact, dare I say it, but others are in the way. Just to be with her is cloud nine. Love you, Heavenly Dad. Thank you, Dad.